Welcome to Locked and Loaded Sports. It's time to lock in, load up, and win big. If you're serious about sports and love cashing in on solid picks, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's get to work. Every week, we will be focusing on under-the-radar DFS options who offer strong production for their price. From smart roster construction tips to our final pick, which will be an ultimate boom or bust tournament play. This breakdown should get you ready to build winning lineups. If you checked our DFS video from last week, you would know we went on fire with our player predictions. I recommend checking it out because a few of those players have another solid matchup to exploit this week. But we will dig deeper for our viewers and find some value on other players for you to slide into your lineup. Now, this recommendation might come as a surprise, but we think heading into Week 4, the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback Geno Smith is shaping up as a solid value play on DraftKings at just $5,400. He had an impressive Week 3 performance against the Washington Commanders, completing 19 of 29 passes for 289 yards and 3 touchdowns, a bounce back from his Monday night meltdown against the Chargers on Monday Night Football the week prior. If you're hesitant, consider this. In Week 3, DFS Geno outscored elite quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Baker Mayfield for far less money. That's no fluke. The matchup doesn't get much sweeter. The Chicago Bears defense has been generous through the first 3 weeks, allowing the 6th most passing yards in the league with 769 yards given up, according to StatMuse. They've already allowed J.J. McCarthy to score 3 touchdowns in Week 1 and Jared Goff to toss 5 scores in Week 2. Even Dak Prescott, without his top receiver CeeDee Lamb, managed a solid outing against them. Geno Smith should have a field day exploiting this vulnerable secondary, and at his bargain price, offers tremendous roster flexibility to stack up your lineup with other high-priced stars. This week, we are getting locked and loaded with Geno Smith. With Chargers running back Najee Harris sidelined by a torn Achilles, rookie Omarion Hampton is stepping into a prime opportunity, and he made the most of it in Week 3 against the Broncos. Hampton carried the ball 19 times for 70 yards and a touchdown, while also adding 6 catches for 59 yards on 7 targets, his best game yet. This Week 4 matchup against the New York Giants couldn't come at a better time. The Giants' defense has been generous on the ground, allowing the 2nd most rushing yards through 3 weeks of the season, while Justin Herbert's strong arm will keep the Giants honest through the air, preventing them from stacking the box. Hampton is poised to rack up serious production. At just $5,900 on DraftKings, Hampton represents tremendous value. His versatility as both a runner and receiver makes him a dual-threat weapon, and with Harris out, the Chargers will lean heavily on his playmaking ability. Expect Hampton to be a key fantasy difference maker this week. We are getting locked and loaded with Omarion Hampton. Don't forget to smash that like button. We appreciate you. And for our next value play, we check in with the Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr., who is priced at a reasonable $5,100. That's a fair price for a guy who's quietly averaging 15.7 fantasy points per game through the first 3 weeks of the 2025 season. It might not break a GPP slate, but that's a solid contribution to any DFS lineup, especially going up against a Rams secondary that just gave up over 200 receiving yards to the Eagles. The stage is set for Pittman to shine once again. While other pricier wideouts are struggling to justify their salaries, Pittman offers not only consistency, but touchdown upside at a fraction of the cost. Last week against Tennessee, Pittman was surgical, hauling in all 6 of his targets for 73 yards and a touchdown. The chemistry with new quarterback Daniel Jones is becoming undeniable, and it's clear the Colts trust Pittman as their go-to guy in key moments. Don't overthink it. He is one of the best wide receiver value plays on the board this week. We are getting locked and loaded with Michael Pittman. If you're still with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And now for our weekly tight end recommendation, we take you to Highmark Stadium, where Dalton Kincaid is quietly becoming one of the most reliable tight ends in fantasy, and at just $4,500 on DraftKings for Week 4, he's a rock-solid value play with legitimate upside. Averaging 13.36 DraftKings points per game over the first 3 weeks, Kincaid offers mid-tier pricing with top-tier consistency. The chemistry with Josh Allen is no fluke. Kincaid has caught 13 of 16 targets through 3 games. That's an elite 81% catch rate, including 2 touchdowns and 151 yards. He's been a steady part of the Bills' passing attack since Week 1, catching all 4 targets for 48 yards in a score against the Ravens. He followed that up with another 4 catches in Week 2 and just exploded in Week 3 with 5 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown, leading the team in both targets and receiving yards. This week, he gets a home matchup against the New Orleans Saints defense that has struggled to contain athletic tight ends. With defenses preoccupied by James Cook and Khalil Shakur deep, Kincaid continues to feast underneath, and more importantly, he's earning red zone looks from one of the league's most aggressive quarterbacks. He's not the cheapest tight end on the slate, but he's $1,300 less than Brock Bowers, and he's outscoring him. If you want a tight end with a reliable floor, strong QB rapport, and multi-touchdown upside, you found your guy. We are getting locked and loaded with Dalton Kincaid. If you have any DFS questions, be sure to leave a comment, and we will get right back to you. As we mentioned in the beginning of our video, we are going to focus our last recommendation on a super value play that could boom or bust, but will ultimately give you major flexibility when it comes to roster construction on DraftKings. The boom or bust player we zeroed in on this week is a wide receiver in KC. Chief speedster Tyquan Thornton checks every box heading into Week 4, and at just $4,000 on DraftKings, he could be a sneaky difference maker in tournament lineups. Thornton is coming off a strong Week 3 performance, where he caught 5 of 9 targets for 71 yards and a touchdown in the Chiefs' win over the Giants. That's now back-to-back weeks with over 12 DraftKings points, easily clearing the value threshold for a receiver in this price range. And with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy still sidelined, Thornton has stepped into a bigger role, giving Patrick Mahomes a true downfield option. Now he draws a Ravens defense that's likely to put up points of their own, which means Mahomes will have to keep pace through the air. That sets up perfectly for a volume bump in a potential shootout. Thornton's speed and vertical ability make him the exact type of low-owned DFS dart throw who could break a slate with one big play. The best part? You're paying just $4,000 to find out. If Thornton goes for even 12-plus points, as he has each of the past 2 weeks, he's more than paid off his salary and opened up flexibility for stars elsewhere in your lineup. He will be in a high-scoring environment with opportunity and momentum on his side. We're getting locked and loaded with Tyquan Thornton. That wraps up another breakdown here on Locked and Loaded Sports. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest sports analysis and betting insights. More picks, more locks, and more action is coming your way. That's all for now. Stay sharp, stay ready, and get locked and loaded